told her I was sorry and wanted to start over, then asked if we could sing a song together. I've been working with preschoolers for a few years now, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride. You see all kinds of kids. Some are little rays of sunshine, some are tiny tornadoes, and some, like this one girl, just stick with you forever. I'm a teacher at a small preschool, and my days are filled with sticky fingers, endless questions, and the occasional meltdown. Mine included, if I'm being honest. This story's about a kid I'll call Sophie. She was 2 when she started my class. This tiny thing with big, wary eyes that seemed to scan every room for danger. I didn't know her whole story at first, just bits and pieces from the paperwork and hushed conversations with her foster parents. Sophie had been yanked from her bio parents at 1-year-old. Meth was their poison, and they were in no shape to care for her. Neglect doesn't even begin to cover it. By the time she landed with her foster family, she'd already been through more than most adults could handle. Her foster parents were saints, honestly, patient, warm, the kind of people who'd make you believe in second chances. But Sophie had only been with them a few months when she started preschool, and trust was not something she gave out easily. She'd show up every morning clinging to her foster mom's leg, silent as a stone. It took weeks just to get her to look me in the eye, let alone talk. Drop-offs were brutal. She'd either freeze up or throw these epic tantrums, kicking and screaming like the world was ending. I kneeled down, tried to talk her through it, but she'd just stare right through me. It was like she was waiting for me to prove I was going to hurt her, too. Months went by before she'd even sit at the craft table without bolting for the corner. The real challenge came after her supervised visits with her bio mom. Those days were rough. She'd come back to class like a storm cloud, pushing every boundary she could find. She'd snatch toys, shove other kids, or just flat out ignore me when I asked her to do something. For a 2-year-old, she had a knack for chaos. I knew it wasn't really her. It was all the hurt and confusion spilling out. But man, some days it tested me. One day I was already on edge. Things at home were great. My dog was sick. Bills were piling up, and I hadn't slept properly in days. I walked into class feeling like a frayed wire. And of course, that was the day Sophie came back for a visit with her mom. She was in rare form, knocking over blocks, refusing to sit for story time, and giving me this defiant little glare every time I tried to redirect her. I'm not proud of it, but I snapped. I didn't yell, but my voice got sharp, my face got tight, and I said something like, "Sophie, you need to stop this right now." It wasn't loud, but it was angry, and I saw her face change. She froze. Her eyes got wide, and then this awful, resigned look settled in, like she'd been waiting for this moment all along. Like, there it is. I knew you'd turn on me. My stomach dropped. I felt like the worst person alive. Here was this kid, barely 3 feet tall, carrying a lifetime of betrayal, and I just added to it. I took a breath, got down on her level, and said, "Sophie, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to sound mad. I'm having a tough day, but that's not your fault. Can we start over? Maybe sing a song together?" I wasn't sure she'd even hear me out, but she looked at me for a long moment, then shuffled over. She wrapped her little arms around my neck and said, in this tiny, clear voice, "S okay. Mistake." I nearly lost it right there. I hugged her back, blinking hard, so I wouldn't cry in front of her. I mean, this kid, after everything she'd been through, had the heart to forgive me, to call a mistake and move on. I was floored. We ended up singing "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star," her favorite, and for the first time, she didn't pull away when I held her hand. Sophie's in kindergarten now. Her foster parents adopted her, and she's got a real family who loves her to pieces. She's still got her struggles. Trust issues don't vanish overnight, and she's got some quirks that'll probably stick around for a while. But she's getting there, bit by bit. I see her sometimes when I pick up my kids from the same school, and she'll give me this shy little wave, like we've got a secret. And every time, I'm reminded how much she taught me. About grace, about screwing up and making it right, and about how even the smallest hearts can hold the biggest kind of forgiveness.